Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Survival Russia. This is not a commercial. This is a video on the best bushcraft, survival, outdoors, homesteading, all-around small chainsaw. And this video I'm making for Wild Siberia, Danny out in Baikal. He's my buddy, he's a fellow sapper. I think us sappers worldwide have a special bond and community. Danny is a buddy, Danny is a brother, so I'm gonna make a video for him because he's gonna receive one of these here very shortly. So without too much blah blahing, then I just want to dig into what I'm carrying with me, how it works, what to look out for. As I said, special video for Danny out in Wild Siberia. And while we're at it, please subscribe and like the video and all that good stuff. And since all of us here in Russia have been demonetized recently, then the channel is running solely on voluntary donations. There's links in the description to that, Boosty and Subscribe Star. That's the options we have. So I of course appreciate it if you want to check that out and help the channel. A buddy of mine, which is visiting at the moment, have been using this chainsaw today. You can see this is not really awesome, but in this bag here, I basically have what I think that Danny would need, and Danny would definitely need some stuff. So this is basically what I carry in my bag for my chainsaw, some WD-40, it can be anything really. This guy here, and the guide for the chainsaw, for sharpening the chainsaw is useful if you're not a professional logger and just do it without any problems. The chainsaw should come with an extra pair of bolts for the chain bar. This guy here, I'll show you what it is. I carry some extra oil just in case. I always carry gasoline and oil, of course. You get this little thingy here, screwdriver for adjusting the throttle and so on. It's just an extra filter, gasoline filter and so on. I carry 2 extra chains. One fresh chain, ordinary chain. Then I carry another chain for, it's a ripping chain. That means that you're not cutting across the grain, but you're cutting along the grain. That can actually come in pretty handy. Something that we definitely want to carry extras of is air filters. Buy 5-10 pieces straight away. You of course need a chainsaw file, a flat and a round one. This is a flat one. The flat one I'll show you in a second what that is for. It's actually pretty important, especially if you sharpen your chain a lot. And I'll show a little bit of tricks to sharpen the chain. I'm not an expert logger, chainsaw user, but I can definitely advise. We can see we have too much slack in the chain. That is not good. We of course release the here. And here, and this key here, you notice that the chain bar dropped down a little bit. I'll get into that. But anyway, we'll adjust the chain a little bit. So while we're at it here, when you want to sharpen your chain, right, make the tension a little bit harder than you normally would. And just close the front here a little bit. Then with your round file here, you can sharpen the chain. Of course, you will notice that you have to do it at a special angle. There's actually guides on the chain, on the teeth here themselves. So if you don't want to use the guide, you can use the teeth. But anyway, what you want to do is that you don't want to press down too much. You actually want to lift up a little bit. This is not optimal, and then take like 4-10 strokes on each tooth, and you will do that on the other side as well. On these chains here, you of course don't want to sharpen them, but you can say you want to sharpen them equally. Otherwise, it'll start to cut on an angle, left or right. That is not so awesome. But it's pretty easy to figure out where you have to do it, because here on the chain you have 2 teeth which stands 1, 2 the same way. Like from this side you have to sharpen it with what, and then you can just start here and work yourself around, right? If you sharpen your chain a few times, you have this guide here, which can show you if you need to file down these shark fins here, as I call them. They're most likely called something else, but it's not needed straight away. But this is what controls how much you're taking off, how big the chips are gonna be. So if you're filing your teeth down and it starts to cut bad, that's because you haven't filed these guys down correctly or accordingly. So these are actually pretty important. So you need a round file for the special size of chain. You need a flat file as well. And then this guide here comes in very handy for a lot of stuff actually. But the video is not really about that. Now we have some slack again, right? So when you wanna adjust your chain, after filing it, you wanna that's kind of an individual thing. It just doesn't have to be too tight. But what's very important is that you lift up in the blade here, in the chain bar, because if you don't do that, it will get loose pretty fast. So you lift up in it while you're tightening down these two bolts here. And that's that's where this guy here comes in. You need a good vise, or you need this guy here. This guy you can just smack down on a log or something like this. So this is kind of like a field vise. So we'll sit something like this, attached to a log, then it's much easier to sharpen and work with. If you don't use this field vise here, then you have a vise at home or something like this, and you just clamp it down here with a paper, with a bit of cloth. When I sharpen my chain, I normally turn around the blade, because the chain bar, because we have a sprocket out here, and it's good to get some even wear and tear on the chain bar. So turn it around now and then. You can see the chain bar actually flips up and down, right? So lift it up, tension the chain, and then I just tighten down the front one, and after that the rear one. So in here we have the lubricating mechanism. There are some small holes. You can see there's a small hole there, so when you turn the blade upside down, this hole will fit up there. It's a good thing to clean out these holes here once in a while so they don't get stuck, because that's what lubricates the chain and the chain bar. And here we have the adjustment screw. I forgot to show my extra spark plug, and that's basically what I carry. The most important things is the files, air filter, spark plugs, spare nuts for the chain bar and so on, and then you can just add whatever you want. It's a great saw, as I said, for the outdoors, for survival, for bushcraft, outdoors. And I say this because I had a very unhappy viewer saying that when he saw my video from fishing and camping and so on, he was like, when I saw the chainsaw, I turned off, because it cannot possibly be bushcraft and outdoor stuff and so on when you're using a chainsaw, right? I mean, why would I want to waste time when I'm in a vehicle and I have a chainsaw? Why do I want to waste time standing with a handsaw and sawing firewood? I mean, if people like to reenactment, do things like they did in the 18th century and so on, and the 19th century, that's fine. Of course, I made a lot of stuff with it. I made an awesome shelter with this chainsaw here, which stands to this day. I have not been there for a year, most likely, because I hadn't had the time. Stihl MS180 for around the homestead, as I said, for the forest and so on. It's awesome. So until next time, get out and train, get it done, do something awesome, do something nice, and check the links in the description and consider supporting the channel and all the good stuff. Blah, blah, blah. See you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much for your time.